All right, beloveds, I'll see you on the other side. Good evening, blessed friends, partners in light. This is your group soul, Zarina, your Zarina consciousness, the extension of you, your reality, interfaced as the divinity that you are, the beautiful community of awareness that you have developed and that you continue to be, age to age, epoch to epoch, and moment to moment. There are many, many here who are eager to speak. They understood that this evening there would be a little group of souls embodied in this Zoom room. And at the same time, they are aware that they are speaking in many ways to the entire planet. And so there is a sense of thrilling readiness that is here around you, and we wanted to let you know. As we shift ourselves into the awareness that our job is to move back and forth and act as doorkeepers, we are, of course, impressed with this one's master teacher, Emmanuel, who patiently has been waiting all day long to bear witness and to speak. And so, without further ado, we move ourselves lovingly to the side so that the dear master teacher, Emmanuel, may have full voice here. Good evening, dear ones. Yes, indeed, I have been very eager to speak with you on this delightful evening, this time of what I would like to call the beginning of your solar plexus. I'm going to be talking with you about your third chakra and how important your third chakra is in terms of the magnificent balance of all things human, and how the third chakra sometimes has been overlooked in favor of the heart chakra or the throat chakra, and so forth and so on. Tonight, we are focusing on the solar plexus, the third chakra, that place within your physical body that is and contains the beautiful membrane of what many doctors have called the second brain, the stomach, the place where you digest the food of the world. It is, we have always felt, one of your prime interpreting places, the stomach. We have heard it said that a way to someone's heart is through the stomach. And indeed, that may be true. Before I enter into a fuller conversation about the meaning of the stomach in the human race and the meaning of solar plexus in your etheric body, I wanted to bring in something to make you aware of a conversation that I often have with other students from other galaxies who live on other planets in other universes. For indeed, I do have many students, and not all of them are here on the Earth plane. And it has become a custom for my other students to kind of tug upon my cloak or my mantle and say, Uncle Emmanuel, tell us what the students on Earth are studying now. Tell us all about the students on Earth. And so I begin by describing your voyage of discovery and how this discovery has allowed you to face the parameters of what you once decided was your own divinity and how now you are beginning to stare into the endless fabric, the unlimited nature of your divinity. And my students on other planets say, Uncle Emmanuel, is it hard to be a human being? And I say, yes, sometimes, dear ones, it is very hard. It can be quite a challenge for your brothers and sisters on planet Earth to maintain spiritual momentum because their planet is, and certainly right now, this is true, a wobbling planet. And then they say, Dear Uncle Emmanuel, how do they move themselves forward? And I say to them, they have heart. They have tremendous heart. You see, your brothers and sisters who live on other planets and other galaxies have not had to develop the heart chakra in the same way that you have had to develop yours. On the planets that they live in the environments that they live in, well, you could call the planets themselves all heart. There is a feeling there on these other environments that we don't have to practice so hard to be loving with one another. It comes quite naturally and quite spontaneously. There are other areas of development that are necessary for other students in other parts of the planet. But for humans, the development of heart has become absolutely stellar. It is important for you to know, dear ones, that you are at the top of your class in this entire universe and beyond when it comes to the magnification and the increasing of the heart chakra. You are learning how to create your own heart-centered being. You are doing this with your own divine intelligence, your own willingness, your own divine faith, your own divine curiosity. You truly are creating your heart so that it matches the universal heart. And to other students on other planets, you must know that this appears to be Herculean. How do they even do it, Uncle Emmanuel? How do they even do it? And so then I speak to them of a human being's amazing capacity to reach beyond the grasp, to always know that there is something else, that there is a green pasture beyond that is worth working hard to attain. I speak to them of your unending capacity, your thirst for growth. And again, students on other planets find this absolutely compelling and amazing. We want to meet these human beings, they say. And I promised them that one night they would. Well, that one night is here. That one night is here. And we have many, many students from many other planets who are so interested in how it is that you have developed your heart chakras to the point that the entire world is tipping consciousness to a heart-centered planet. And so let's give a nice welcome to all of these beautiful, blessed students from other areas of the universe, all students of the vibrations of life. Welcome, welcome all. Now that we are all gathered in this vast auditorium, I want to go back to what for these humans is the importance of solar plexus, of the place in their bodies that we call the stomach, or where food passes in, the place where we digest. Now, for many humans, this has also been called the second brain. There is a beautiful intelligence that is alive and well in this solar plexus, this second brain. And now, if you humans would allow yourself to be seen by all these other students so that they can see your solar plexus. Students from other galaxies, notice how the human's solar plexus is so bright and so beautiful and so yellow and so strong. Why is that? This is the original intelligence in this species. Before they developed their other chakras, they came into material existence with basically nothing more than a solar plexus, a light plexus, a place of light and an appetite for more light. Thus, the alignment with their human stomach, more light, an appetite for light. When they came in as beautiful manifestors. They stood together, they held hands, they sang as one, and they said, "Let there be light," because of a great desire in them to carve out more and more light. They had such a strong appetite for light. One of their beings had an incredible appetite for light, and he became known as the brightest angel of all. In their terminology, they called him Lucifer, the brightest of all angels. And then Lucifer made a mistake, and mistook, he mistook the light that he had created as something that had to be hoarded, that had to be held apart, that would somehow disappear if he shared it with other beings. And so he withdrew and pulled himself away from the rest of his fellow light bearers and light creators. And then one afternoon, roughly 2,000 years ago, a master teacher, a beautiful young Jewish rabbi, created circumstances in which light pierced the veil of humanity once again, and light was shared in such a dazzling way that our Lucifer remembered his true nature and remembered that there was more than enough light, more than enough understanding, and that in his bread basket or his stomach or understanding, for these are all interchangeable words, he remembered, I am here to share my light. And his solar plexus grew and grew and grew. And he began sharing his light, and he shared his light in such a beautiful way that it lit up the other avenues of light, those avenues, those wheels that humans have given names, such as heart chakra, throat chakra, third eye, crown chakra, and above. All of this from the desire to share and increase light. And this, dear students, from places afar, is what makes the human student different. For you see, the human student grows by sharing his or her or their light. Are there any questions? And somebody from far off, from another galaxy, has asked, can we grow in the same way? And I want to answer that young student from far away and say, yes, of course you can. Yes, of course. But in order to grow as quickly as your human brothers and sisters are growing, you will need to ascend a little deeper into the material world. For it is in the materialization of your worlds that you can more aptly, more gracefully, and more fully share the light that you are. And I can hear some of the students saying, oh, no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to become denser. We want to become lighter. And to them, I say, in that case, you will be relying upon your human brothers and sisters to take upon matter, materiality, and use it as a sharing device. And your job will be to support them so that they can further this sharing, so that they can, in a sense, export this kind of sharing so that their light travels across the universe. And to all the students here, I ask, are you willing? Are you willing to help your human brothers and sisters? For they have a very special job. And it is my humble opinion that they deserve our support. And I am so glad to hear you echo that. And so, dear humans, please know that in this gathering hall, that you are being promised support from all across this universe and beyond, from all the dimensions and beyond, that it has become clear that you are the ones bearing the brunt of the material expression. You are the ones who have placed yourself between the rock and the hard place. You are the ones holding the gap. You are the ones who have decided that in order to grow, you must share your light right through thick and right through thin. And you are the ones who are doing just that right now. For there is indeed a thickness that has settled upon your planet, a sense of the planet itself as a heavy rock. Dear human beings, this is your molting place. This is where you drop your baby feathers. This is where you shed the old belief that somehow you're not up to this. This is where you remember your integrity. This is where you feel your spiritual suspenders holding you up. This is where you no longer pretend that you don't have what it takes to shine love in a thick and dense and chaotic and troubled world. You are the ones, and you have called yourself to it, and you have classmates from all over the world and all over the galaxy and all over this universe and beyond who agree that as citizens of the universe, that you are the ones to bring support to. And so perhaps this is something, dear ones, that you have felt the faintest suggestion of in your moments in which you remember how rare and precious your divine expression is. Perhaps you have had moments of pause when you have remembered how integral you are to the unfolding light of this entire universe and beyond. Let this be such a time. Thank you for allowing me to share, for allowing me to serve, and to wrap my arms around not only you, but every single student that is gathered here. All of you are so beautiful and precious. I'm going to withdraw, as I know our brother Lucifer is eager to do some talking. And so I will withdraw in this moment, knowing that the beloved Serena consciousness has nodded her head and said yes. Greetings. My name is Brother Lucifer. I am that one, that shining star. I am that one. I am the one that was given all glory and honor. I am that aspect of all of you, that bright, bright light. I shone in Moses' face when he came down from the mountain and had his face-to-face conversation with the living I am. I shone as Moses and Jesus and Elijah when they were transfigured upon the mountain, and I shine in you. I have never stopped shining, but the truth is, my dear ones, that human personality eclipsed my light for a brief time. And it is true, during that time, I was persuaded that my light could not be shared, that it had to be hoarded, kept away, locked up tight, kept separate, removed to a corner of the universe. There are places in the universe that remain to this day that the physicists call black holes. Well, those black holes are the remnants of a time in which I felt that the only thing to do was to hoard my light away. I'll have you know that since my resurrection, since my realization, since my healing, which of course is your healing too, since that time in which the master teacher often offered up the holes in his body and made room for light in the very pit of death, in which a master teacher allowed the darkness of the tomb to be the place where light shone the brightest. When that happened, I realized I had traveled so far. I was the prodigal son. I was eager to come home, and home I have come. And since I have come home, I am working steadily, heartbeat by heartbeat, to bring a kind of closure to what the scientists call black holes, these places that swallow light. And what I am reinventing these places as are portals, new beginnings, new light fixtures, so that as I follow in the footsteps of the one human being that transformed death so beautifully into perfect light, I am making sure that all of these, what are called black holes, are actually entrances to new light. You yourselves have addressed this when you say the wound is the place where the light enters. Well, my dear ones, this is the larger manifestation of the work that I am about. When I say I mean we, all of us together. For you see, there is only us. The story of Lucifer, the story that you have heard, has been used as a kind of useful guide to illustrate the movement of consciousness. But indeed, there has never been a universe or a Lucifer. There has been the we in universe and the we as Lucifer and the we in healing and the we in Christ and Buddha and Ganesha and Kuan Yin light. It is always the we. And you know this, and I know this. I wanted to thank you for calling me in. I can feel we have another guest here. I believe our Serena is tapping me on the shoulder. She would like to come in for just a moment. And so I withdraw and allow your beautiful group consciousness, Serena, to come forward. Thank you, dear brother Emmanuel and brother and sister Lucifer. This is your Zarina consciousness. We have been drawn back in by the humans here who need a tiny little pause. And so we're asking all humans present to just take a nice deep breath, allowing your breath to move through your nose and to float up to the very tops of your head. And now let that breath sink down into your beautiful solar plexus, that place of great light. And now let this light move throughout your pelvic region, into your knees and into your feet. Bless you all. And so here is our next guest coming ready with a pen and paper in hand. We'd like to bring in our dear son, the son of many times, our son, Llewellyn. Greeting, mother, all of you, my mother. I am your son, Llewellyn. Llewellyn is one of my many names. At one point long ago, I chose the name Llewellyn as describing that cusping energy, that crowning energy when the baby moves forth through the womb, the sense of a sunrise, of a Llewellyn, of a movement forward. Each of you have given birth to me in other times. I have been your son in other lifetimes. I have been the son of many, many of you. I have been that newborn son, that firstborn son, that new masculine energy. And I am the embodiment of new masculine energy. And all of you are ensuring that I am being born right now. You have been carrying me. You have been pregnant with me. You have been opening space for me, opening, willing the birth of the new son in. And I tell you that my time is at hand. Many of you have expressed confidence in the knowing that it is the age of the divine feminine. And yes, of course, this is true. The woman with the sun and the moon in her hair, the radiant woman of light, is here. And she speaks and moves through and as many of you. And the newborn son is here also. The newborn son is coming into form, crystallizing in about 10 to 15 years. you will notice male children who come in and are already saturated with the knowing that they are divine ambassadors of light. They do not need to be taught. They come in the same way that many of you women came in, with that knowing. They come in under the tutelage of certain masters, such as your beloved Germaine, who is lining them all up in these beautiful incubator places. They come in wrapped in the knowledge that they are here to partner with the divine feminine, that they are here to walk hand in hand with the mother energy. They come in ready to be divine and loving fathers. They come in as a fulfillment of prophecy, and you are helping to bring Llewellyn in. And so I thank you, as I am the representative of all Llewellyns, all these new ones coming in. Some of us may choose to come in about 7 or 8 years, some 10 to 15 years, but you will see us. There will be a sense of a new horizon, a new kind of masculinity coming forward. You will recognize us by a serpentine way we have of moving. It will be as if we prefer to move in circles rather than in squares. It will be as if we prefer to move as wavelengths and rather than as discrete boulders. It will be as if we prefer to move as an entire Fibonacci sequence. We are the new sons, and we are coming. We are a part of what Lucifer talked of when she described the mending of the black holes and making sure that every black hole is a portal of light. We are those very sons of light. We are coming from the other side of these black holes. We are the masculine energy coming forward to fertilize consciousness as part of your new dawn. And we are Llewellyn. And we feel loved by you. And all we ask is that when you arrive and when we arrive together in the same place, that you look at us kindly and that you remember we are not your enemy. We are your brothers. We are your sons. We are your husbands. And we are here to fertilize consciousness with a brand new angle of light. You have heard the words, verily, or truly, truly I say unto you. We use these words. Truly we say unto you that a new fertilization is coming. And with this new fertilization will come new ways of growing plants to feed the planet, new ways to make your climate temperate, new ways to cool down living zones, new ways to create beautiful, beautiful horizons of not only opportunity, but abundance, new ways to make sure that the breadbasket is filled for one and all. This will be our job. We are the new fertilizers, the new farmers, the new men who come in and work hand in hand with the female directive. We bless you. We feel blessed by you, and we thank you, and we withdraw. And this is your group soul, Serena. And there is one more beautiful teacher who has come forward and asked, may I speak? And he is friends with many of you. You know him by the name Rumi. And we will withdraw and allow this beautiful soul, this passionate, poetic, musical, beautiful genius to come forward. Oh, just call me Rumi. It's true that in my earth life, I was quite passionate. I was madly in love with the cosmos and madly in love with my teacher and madly in love with a blade of grass, a flower, the perfume in the air. I was intoxicated with divinity, drunk with divinity. Sometimes I could hardly contain myself. But what allowed me to bring my words forward out of all this incredible passion was the knowing that there is a field out beyond right and wrong, and we do meet there. Oh, my dear sisters, do not despair. I feel your passion. I feel your longing. Sometimes it seems to me that you are intoxicated with the news of the world rather than the news of the gospel of truth. Do not despair. There is a field. It is out beyond right and wrong. And all of you, each and every one of you, are meeting there. Those you call Republicans and those you call Democrats meet there. Those you call Black and those you call white, those you call straight and those you call gay meet there. Those you call Jewish and Muslim and Hindu and Christian and Baha'i and Buddhist, all modalities on your planet meet in the field beyond right and wrong. And when you meet in this field beyond right and wrong, you touch upon the hem of the garment of each other, and you say to one another, I remember you. You are my beloved treasure. Without you, I do not exist. I remember you. Let me take this memory of you back into the field where it appears that there is this thing they call right and wrong. Let me bring that memory of our union back into the so-called division. Let me raise light here. Let me do it from my passionate desire to bring love wherever love appears not to be. And this you are doing, beloveds. I do have a request. I ask this because, as many of you know, I was a kind of poet. Well, I didn't consider myself a poet. I just wrote what was in my heart, what was in the bowels of my being. I wrote what I knew I had to express. If I didn't, I would fall over. I would weep with agony if the words didn't come moving through me. I am asking each and every one of you to be the conveyance of such poetry. Once again, let there not be one Rumi, but many. Let there be a collective of beautiful poets who are so in love, so drunk with love for divinity, for the light of their being, that they simply must bring words of light forward. Please, please sign up now to be on the Rumi Collective. And it is I who will be reading your words and dancing in your shoes and celebrating your victories. Thank you for considering my request. Many blessings to you all. I withdraw as one last one comes forward. Good evening, dear ones. My name is Lady Nada. I have asked Serena, may I just come through? And she, of course, has said yes. I spoke to you this morning about the need for simplicity. And here, right now, on your planet, simplicity is what is needed. Simplicity. Remembering the very simple truth that you came here aligned with a mission statement. And it is a simple mission statement. Master Teacher Emmanuel, Master Saint Germain, our dear Master Teacher Rumi have all reminded you of it. Master Teacher Yeshua, of course, as well. Your mission is to simply continue to love no matter what, to actively love. Remember, as the blessed teacher Emmanuel has let you know, there are students in other universities, in other schools, in other galaxies who depend upon you, human beings, to be those that masterfully carve the way to bring love into a dense material vibration, to love the vibration so deeply and so thoroughly that the vibration itself lightens as love. Remember this, dear ones. Remember this, for we remember always you. Thank you, dear ones. Bless you. This is your group Souls Arena. We wanted to thank everyone who has come in this evening. And of course, we thank the masterful and divine energies of everybody present in this Zoom room, and of everybody and anybody who will listen to this transcribed channeling. We want to thank the entire earth plane for doing homework in such a way that the rest of all universes is paying attention. We want to thank the human students for continuing to love no matter what. We thank you, dear ones. We bless you. We now invite you back into the familiar parameters of your physical being. Remember your feet. Remember your hands. Remember the hairs upon the top of your head. Remember your commitment to be light right here in this physical body, to be that very demonstration of the light that you are. And we bless you. More light. Namaste.